I'm coining the term money bags. I already have the website, and I want to do stuff on finance, like creative finance and all that kind of stuff. That's the world that I'm in. I've thought about Phil in the blank
Okay.
for a show.
Yeah.
I've also thought about philosophy. So
Okay.
just hyphenated philosophy. So I thought about that too. I don't know. We'll see.
That's awesome, man. Are we rolling? We are rolling. See, he does that always.
We're always rolling.
So, well, a lot of the questions, some of the questions I've already, when we first met and talked to you about, I'll probably still ask you again just so we can get it for viewers and stuff. But
I still remember like when we first actually did meet, but I don't even remember how many years ago that was.
You had the idea to do a podcast. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, like this was what, 5, 6, 7 years ago? That dude,
Something
you
like
would have
that.
caught a huge tidal wave if we'd have pulled it off back then.
True. Now it's like as long as you're teaching or you're, controversial to some extent, you're still going to get that tidal wave.
Yeah.
But it's not as easy as just throwing it out there anymore. You have to be controversial to some extent.
It's fun to go back and watch, like if you go to, say, Joe Rogan's podcast and go to the oldest videos and look at some of the first ones that he did, you're like, dude, this is garbage. But just to see the progression of,
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, I guess, it's my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law's calling. Should I answer this?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to answer this. Hey, Kimmy, we're filming a podcast right now. Can I call you back?
You're on the podcast now. Yeah.
Okay, call Rach. I got to let you go. Okay, bye. Well, tell camera viewers. So, what do you do? If somebody says, "What do you do, Phil?" What do you tell? What's your? Do you have an elevator speech?
Well, I'll say first of all, 2 nicknames I am kind of going by nowadays. One is Money Beggs, since my last name is Beggs, and that was given.
B-E-G-G-S?
Yes,
Okay.
Beggs, Beggs. So Money Beggs, and that was given to me by a lot of friends because I raised capital.
You're the money guy.
Exactly, I raised capital. And early on, I kind of realized, you know what? I need to figure out, it's not just real estate. I need to figure out how to raise capital. If I can actually raise capital, I can get a piece of any deal I want.
Yeah.
So I realized, okay, let's zero in on that. And then friends of mine started calling me Money Bags. And now I also say Phil in finance or Finance Phil. Either way works. But what I do is I own a hard and private money broker and lending company. Mm-hmm. We lend on real estate nationwide. And then I also have a second company that's mine that I strategically invest through. So I invest in gas and oil. I invest in now medical. So new medical devices coming out. So I'm investing in that. And usually I'm investing with other people's capital. I'm creatively taking capital in, investing it, and I'm negotiating equity and figuring out the long-term plays as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Okay.
And
I
then-
remember meeting you when we met a few years ago, and I remember when you
It was at
popped into
that
my
STCU gathering.
yeah, that chamber
Yes.
thing. Yeah,
It was
I was like,
it
I like this guy.
Amanda? Gosh, she's married now,
Yeah,
but she connected us.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you were still doing? Weren't you still in the military, or you were?
I was in the Air National Guard at the time.
Okay.
I think so. Yes.
and
I
that's
was Air National Guard in time. That's out. That's gone. Glad to be out of there. Unfortunately, that crushed the dreams of what I hoped it would have been
yeah.
during COVID. But back then I think I was doing that, and there was some other stuff I was doing. I was flipping a lot of cars back then. I think I was doing that, and I was a superintendent for a construction company.
Okay.
Yeah.
You dabble in a lot of stuff. I just remember.
Oh,
God, I guess it's been about 6 months now, but I remember. I wonder what Phil's up to. I'm gonna look at him on Instagram, and I see you like on these private jets, and you're like, I'm like, holy crap, man!
Life is,
I gotta talk to this guy again.
life has definitely changed over the last few years.
So, because I think one of the I mean, obviously everybody wants a jet nowadays. Like that's the thing, I guess.
That is something that is on my bucket list to own. I would say within the next 5 years, I will have a share, about maybe a third share in a turboprop, and maybe I'm saying probably 10. I could probably do it in less. We'll see. But yeah, I'll own a jet too. It's definitely one of those things that I've wanted to do, and then I hung around people that did have those things and realized, oh, it's really not hard. It's actually quite attainable.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, okay, with all the plays I'm doing now, within 10 years, that'll be an easy acquisition.
So get me in on that, because I looked at buying a Gulfstream. It's an older one because I mean, God, the maintenance on those things is so strict that they
one
have
thing
to
about-
keep them. They have to keep them like so pristine in order to fly. This one was like, I think 25 years old, but it looked amazing. And it was like 900,000 or something.
So the biggest issue with a old jet is that most finance companies aren't going to lend on something that's over 20 years old. So you're buying that with cash.
Okay.
Secondly, there's things on jets that just time out.
Such as
the fire suppression system, or certain aspects of the engine or other components on the aircraft that it's not about wear, it's about time. Oh, that's no longer good. You have to switch it out.
we forgot to change the tires, so when we came into land, they just exploded.
Right?
Okay.
So even like tires or the brakes or stuff like that, it's just astronomically expensive. It's one thing to be able to own one. It's a whole nother thing to be able to operate it. So if you're going to own something like that, it's going to be about $1 million a year to just have the thing.
To have a pilot on standby, I don't know
two.
what.
You got to have two at
true.
minimum. Honestly, it's better to have three if one's sick. So you'd have 3 on salary. You would have insurance. Then every single year, Gulfstream has you update your GPS database. You have to do it through them. Then there's the flap system. The flap system in a Gulfstream, it looks very clean. There's nothing hanging out. But because of that, they have an internal track system that has an exceptional amount of leverage, unfortunately, on those tracks because of how they're built. So they wear out prematurely.
Interesting.
It's not like a Bombardier that has big track systems and good leverage and all that. They're designed to look clean and beautiful, but they wear out.
Yeah.
So now it's like if those don't retract, you're grounded.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like you're buying a big liability if you get into it.
At that point, you're buying a big liability. I would step up over time. I was looking at trying to acquire with a bunch of investors a Citation XLS Plus a few years ago. Found one, negotiated a good price on it. I think I negotiated around $4 million on it, and really well done, beautiful aircraft. But the way we wanted to do it, the numbers weren't going to work. So we ended up not going through with that deal, unfortunately, but I had it under contract. I had the investors interested. And when it came down to it, the numbers what the investors wanted and what I wanted wasn't going to work. They wanted access to it all the time. And I'm like, you don't get it. You can't have access to it all the time and me giving you interest on the money. You can't, it's one or the other.
To try to make that profitable too, I think my buddy Jeff, they have a jet, and every time he says they fly to Vegas, it's something like $25,000 or something like ridiculous number.
It depends on the size of the aircraft, but yeah. Think of it this way. A jet is not about saving money. It's about saving time. That's what it is. It's a luxury and it's saving time. If you know that with the time saved, you can make more money than what it costs to fly, then by all means,
then it makes sense.
And that's what it makes sense. Nobody I've ever talked to that has a jet says it's there to save money. They say it's there to save time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's a good way to look at it. Well, so tell me how you got into what you're doing. I mean, when did you, all the way back to the day you were born, go? No. How did you get into that? How did you get into raising capital?
Gosh. Okay, so early on, I think teenager, late teens.
You're young. I thought you were in your 20s.
I'm 36.
For the record, 36. Okay, I thought you were like 28.
Healthy living, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
I would say I got introduced to the ideology of entrepreneurship in my late teens by somebody who talked to me about Amway. And then I got
the Amway thing.
Then I got the idea of like, oh my goodness, I can leverage this and I can make a lot of money, possibly. I went in there and there was a few years where I just kind of hopped from different, MLMs around. And then I got into Texas Roadhouse and started managing and opening up roadhouses across the U.S. And I distinctly remember walking the floor on a Sunday at the Kennewick, Texas Roadhouse, which I had opened up 2 years prior. I was now managing that roadhouse as the front of house manager. I remember walking the floor, talking to my patrons, and in my head I was like, what can I do so I don't have to do this anymore?
You reached that point of...
It was that thing. It wasn't like I hated my job, but I was working every weekend. There was no holidays. It was just constant. Every weekend, every evening, there to midnight, closing up, and I'm just like, I don't want this life. What can I do? So started just thinking, what can I do? Eventually, it was figuring out...
How old were you at that time?
I was 23 to 25 is when I was managing roadhouses.
Okay, so you're pretty young.
Yeah. I was front house manager, and I had started with Roadhouse at 20, and I kind of worked my way up through all the stuff. So, but eventually, with reading a lot of books, listening to Tony Robbins and a lot of other influences, I figured out I just need to get around the right people. So when the opportunity happened to get around the right people, I took it.